Hey guys, Encore Performance here, back with another video. We're going to be trying a new concept idea based off the co-op campaigns that came out about 6 to 7 months ago. We'll be starting with the historical battles. I'm going to be playing through these with DianteForLife, who you can find more of on T90 stream, and we're going to be doing a rather unique strategy of playing through it as a Pacifist Immortal. So one of us has to play as an Immortal, which means no unit losses. One of us has to play as a pacifist, which means no kills. So we'll start from lowest to greatest and jump right into tours. As Diante and I both load into the game, we're both going to be Franks throughout this scenario, and we'll be playing against two other players who are one player is Berbers, one player is Saracens. I will be playing as the red in the north of the map. My goal is practically to stay alive, keeping my 3 town centers intact. Meanwhile, Dante, who we can't see his vision for a little bit here, but pretty soon we will be able to, spawns in at the exact east corner of the map. He's going to start with a large army. He's going to go for one of the 2 win conditions, which is to capture the Moors baggage train and bring it back to the cathedral in my village. However, if any of those baggage trains are destroyed, we'll have to resort to the other victory condition of being forced to defeat green and yellow the old-fashioned way. We can now see DianteForLife's vision, and we can see he's coming in here with his starting spawn army of a group of throwing axemen, some knights, and a hero, who's also a throwing axeman. He'll come down to the gate. He's going to get green's attention with the throwing axemen and then lure them away while still holding the gate open. The knights are going to dash in to the bottom of green's base where they'll look and try and find the trade carts. As you can see, those green knights are going to attack the stable in order to get green's attention, but again, you aren't able to destroy units. You can see there he gets the trade carts. He's going to come up with them, lure them away. Like I said, just continuing to use units as cannon fodder just to get green's attention so those trade carts can make it out safe. Even though he lost the majority of his army, DianteForLife's mission was successful as the trade cart successfully escaped the Moor settlement. As you can see, the last throwing axeman holding the gate open for them. He's going to continue up north here, where he'll cross this bridge on the right side, as that's where the least amount of units are. He's going to use a knight to get green's attention and lure all of those knights off to the side, and otherwise he would have been ambushed. Then he'll take the trade carts to the right out of the tower's range. Then once he's past the towers, he'll keep going up, and there's going to be another bridge. Here there'll be another army waiting to attack him, but once again he'll lure them away with those knights. Trade carts are just coming up. All they need to do is get through the gate, and then from there they're home safe into the cathedral. The carts are now safely inside the walls. All of my town centers are perfectly intact. He's going to go into the flagged area, and then we'll be deemed victorious. As you can tell in this scenario, I didn't really do much except just stay alive. This is because the way the scenario is played, unless we are going to go with the second victory condition, there's not much I can really do to help. So big props to Dante for absolutely carrying. And once we check statistics, you can see I have no deaths or kills. So I did Pacifist Immortal myself, and then Dante has no kills. We'll continue on to the next scenario, which is going to be Honfo Glalis, and we'll both be playing as the Magars in this scenario. So we'll start off, we need to do some early aggression, as the one and only victory condition is to destroy 2 of the 3 main factions, which are green, red, and yellow. Orange is a secondary objective, which we can do to be able to research Castle Age. We start with a rather interesting concept of being nomadic. So we have no TC, but we can put sheep inside a caged area, as you can see at the top right of the screen. When those sheep are there, they'll slowly generate food, almost like a fjord minus the other resources. However, we are unable to build other villagers, and we only have a starting few. So we'll have to take advantage of that. We will eventually build the TC, but then you do lose your nomadic ways. We are stuck in the feudal age, but fortunately we can build cavalry archers and light cavalry, even though we're feudal. And we'll start by attacking yellow, because if all of yellow's villagers are killed, he'll proceed to resign and delete his 2 castles, because if we don't do this, once he goes up to Castle Age, he's going to be a very formidable opponent. Red, we're safe from until the 15-minute mark, then he'll start to send troops out. Green is our ally, but we can declare war on him and count him as one of the 3 factions we need to destroy. And in return, purple will give us 10,000 gold, I believe. Speaking of those 2 castles, there's one of them now, so we have to be careful with our cavalry archers. There's also some towers in our way, but thankfully Dante can destroy those as buildings are permitted. I'll go around with my cavalry archers, just continuing to kill villagers, especially as after those towers come down, they'll have less protection or places to hide. I'm going to run over here and try and kill some of them. Dante's now going to go for the town center, as, like I said, the win condition is no villagers for yellow, and then he will resign, but that includes also he can't have any TCs, so there's 3 throughout the map. This is the one that gives him the most food income, so if we destroy this, then he'll be able to build less villagers, which means less villagers to kill. Another thing I forgot to mention is as we destroy town centers, we'll each be given a villager. So that's one way for us to gain more villager population, but it's still pretty slow. So you can see right away, there's mine, there's Dante, spawned in the rubble there. I'm going to send mine to attack that yellow dock. It's not necessary to destroy it, but it does help as he'll stop building fishing ships, and again, that's less food income, which equals less villagers. I'm just going to wall her in, that way she can't get attacked. As we come down south here to yellow's second TC, we're going to capture some sheep. I'll send them over to Dante in just a moment. There's a few spearmen here, so I'm going to quickly kill them. Dante's going to come along with his light cav in just a moment, and they'll come over to help. I have enough stone and wood now for my villagers, thankfully, so I'm able to build a TC, which will enable a lot more villager production for us, which is a huge benefit. I'm going to build it in Dante's village for a reason I'll explain later. With all the units around this second yellow TC slain, I'm going to head south and begin killing some of the units of the Avars. It's just a large number, stationary, pretty much feudal age, other than Tarkans and cavalry archers with feudal upgrades. These will be scattered all over. I just have to kill all of them, and then Orange will resign, granting us castle age. As you can see, I'll come down here, and they're just stationed around little towers and outposts like so. So it's just a slight amount of micro, and they'll be dead. After killing a sizable amount of Orange's units, I'm going to have to quickly run north in order to aid Dante, as he's being chased by a couple of spearmen from the third and final TC. Now that those two are dead, I believe it's safe, so I'm going to come down and continue to harass Orange, while Dante's going to finish off that, like I said, final TC, wiping out one of our opponents, not even 14 minutes in. As I clear out the units around Orange's non-functioning TC, as you can see with my cavalry archers, yellow puts in the GG and resigns. Thankfully, now he'll delete all of his castles. Dante's going to come over and we'll clear that TC. As you can see up north, my villagers managed to destroy that dock. You can also see we're building a smaller economy and starting to build some villagers. We're not going to overboom, however, as if we have too many villagers, they'll be in a position of risk, increasing the chance of me losing a unit, so Dante's going to do the majority of the economy. As you can see, runs in here, he'll start attacking the TC, I'll kill the units around it. Finally, after the 15-minute mark, Red's going to send his units up. As you can see, I put my villagers in my TC, so they should be able to kill it all. We have almost destroyed all of Orange's buildings and killed most of his units. Dante did a pretty good job of holding off Red for about 5 minutes, as you can see, before he finally got to the TC. Now with my villagers inside, we're absolutely shredding his feudal/castle age army. After sending my only light cav towards Red's Mangano on my TC, I'll bring my weaker cavalry archers up after having to clear a couple of wolves. Once they get up top here, then they'll just sit there till castle age when we can build a monastery. With the rest of my cavalry archers, I'll continue to push Orange. As you can see, that Mangano's been destroyed. Just a moment, and there it goes. Nice. This is Orange's second last tower, so after this, we'll be able to get castle age. As we kill Orange's last cavalry archer here, who's greatly outnumbered, Orange will resign, granting us the castle age technology, which is quite nice. However, thanks to possibly a bug, maybe not, it is as if we're in castle age. Everything so, except for the fact we don't actually have the technology. So, it appears I'm in feudal, even while it claims I'm in castle age. So I'll have to research that if I want to go up to Imperial, even though right now I can build all my Castle Age buildings, I have my Castle Age architecture, and I can even build castles. After cutting down another red assault, this time far stronger and far more upgraded, we're going to take our villagers and build a castle on the other side of the river for protection for the next time that occurs, as Diante is really starting to build a big economy, but like I said, thanks to the fact he's a pacifist, he can't defend that really at all without walls. As we finally complete the castle, we're going to bring our cavalry archers over as we can garrison them inside later in order to provide more arrow shots from our castle. We can see that Dante's really started to put up an economy, at least compared to what he had before, and he also has some closer to purple. I'll come over here and build a university. That way I can research critical texts such as murder holes in order to protect my castle more from Red's next assault. After this, I'll send my villagers to go mine some stone. That way they can construct more castles in the future. And with the help of some of Dante's light cavalry, we're going to now go on to a scouting mission within Red's territory. After having a close call with a Red Teutonic Knight, we'll thankfully bow him down and then take off with our cavalry archers while Dante distracts Red long enough. We'll now head over to the north, as that's the direction we'll be taking East Francia from. We now eject our villagers and bring them over to above this river here, where we'll construct our second castle. This is more of an offensive one, as from here we'll be able to cover DianteForLife's trebuchets as he begins his assault. I'll have my cavalry archers to defend my villagers, and I'll wall off the area. As you can see, Dante sent me some resources in the top left. Like I said, this is because he'll be providing the economy, as his villagers can die and mine cannot. After a rather close call during our construction, again Diante is going to clutch up and use his monks here to convert these enemy crossbows, as that does not count as a kill, merely a conversion. As you can see, Red has heresy, so as they are converted they instantly fall to the ground and die. Unfortunately, my cavalry archers can't reach them, so Diante really had to do everything here. I put my villagers back so we can finish this castle before Red comes back to find out what happened. It seems I spoke too soon, however, as Red pulls up with a whole bunch of units, including Teutonic Knights, crossbowmen, and mangonels. Thankfully, we complete the castle just in time. Garrison all of our villagers, including Dante's monks as well, and we begin to mow down Red's excuse of an army, compared to these stone fortifications. As Diante begins to construct trebuchets and bring them down, we have to build a gate suitable for them, allowing them to exit. Dante is going to gather just a few, probably 2 or 3, before he starts his assault on Red's settlement. One of the things he's going to try and do is sacrifice some villagers in order to wall off that gate, preventing Red from countering his trebuchets. As I place the foundation for a castle in the south, Diante is going to prepare to begin his assault. As we can see, he's already amassed 3 trebuchets. He's got those villagers coming in to build a university in order to block Red out. Diante's trebuchets are being produced from a castle in the east, hopefully where it shouldn't harm any Red units, as they shouldn't be that far over. Unfortunately, there's still a chance, which is why I'm building this castle here in order to box Red in. As Dante's 3 trebuchets begin to demolish that castle, thankfully he can get the university up in time, blocking out all those Teutonic Knights. My villagers come over and begin to build this castle to the east, and I'm going to send that sheep back just for sentimental reasons, so we can remember the good old days when we were nomads. After my castle has been successfully completed, Diante will begin to destroy Red's only remaining castle, which will completely cut off his production of trebuchets once he reaches the Imperial Age, which he's just reached actually, I believe, and no more Teutonic Knights for us to deal with, just knights and crossbows, which will be super nice. You can see he's doing a 2-pronged attack, trebuchets to the south, still producing trebuchets up to the north. It's going really well. He pulls those ones back safely behind our walls. My castle proceeds to kill all of Red's units. Red is really on the back foot at the moment. Red's victory condition is the same as yellow, just with a slight twist. He also must not have any production buildings remaining. As you can see, I've just reached the Imperial Age, so I'm going to get the ultimate cavalry archers in the game, researching recurve bow. Then I'll head over to my blacksmith and archery range and continue to get technology so they are unbelievably overpowered. Then, once I amass a number of 20, I'll run through Red's villages, killing off villagers, while Diante proceeds to be the demolition crew. As I push up here and build another 3rd castle right on Red's doorstep, which is also going to kill a big chunk of his economy. As you can see, he's fishing in the river there, he's mining gold to the right of it, he's chopping wood below it. So this castle is going to be a big knockdown for Red. You can see I bring some of my cavalry archers in, start killing some villagers. I'm going to bring the rest over in just a moment. Gonna grab chemistry once I get enough gold, which I'll just ask Dante to send me real quick. After Diante sends me the gold required for chemistry, I'll research it, making my cavalry archers as strong as they get. I'm about to finish that final castle, which, as we already discussed, it's really going to be a big blow to Red, finishing off whatever economy he had left. We could see Diante's cleared that entire top walled village, and all that's left is a little bit to the west, just a TC and some stables. Now we finally get to see those cavalry archers in action. We can just watch how they absolutely shred those cavaliers of his. We come up here, place that gate, which really finishes off Red. Now he's trapped inside of this little cliffed area. I'm also going to put a castle there just in case, you never know. I'll
We'll tread down that gate, I'll bring my cavalry archers in, and from here he's pretty much done. It's just a matter of destroying a couple of last minute buildings. Gate comes down, I'm going to run my cavalry archers in, Diante's trebuchets are going to be close behind me. Like I said, it's really over for red here. I think he just has an archery range at town center left. I'm just looking with my cavalry archers for something I need to kill, that way Diante's trebs can be safe. There's a couple of red villagers down here on the lumber line, which is horrendous to look at. I think last time Conan played the AI, he had an impact. We only find one red villager up here, easily kill him. Just parade around a bit, waiting for Diante, he'll take out that TC. Like I said, terrible wood line, absolutely Conan bait. No, I'm just kidding. We'll send my villagers down, because like I said, no other military units left to spare. They'll come down here, they're just going to hit these villagers a little bit, chase them up into the castle range, and then from there, it's just a matter of time. One's dead, two's dead, nice and easy. My villagers are going to run up, go back inside the castle. Now we can see we've destroyed Red's town center. This should be it. We'll get the victory message in just a moment. I'll just parade around for a bit. Yeah, there it is. This land belongs to our people now, and Europe is open for us to plunder. Easy. Momentarily, we'll get the "You are victorious," then we can check the stats and see how we did. There it is. Leave map. And you can see 0 units killed from Diante, 0 units lost from me. This is a little bit different than my Immortal campaigns, as it's a bit easier, as I now have someone who can throw units away to help. However, I thought it was a really fun concept to do, and I quite enjoyed it. So if you guys like it, I'm going to be doing a part 2 with the next 2 scenarios in line. Again, I'll be playing with Diante. We'll just try and do a Pacifist Immortal.
Yeah, next up we'll be doing Hastings, and then we're actually going to skip over Kirikara and move on to Bathius, as we can do these two together, and then Kirikara as part 3 by itself, just because of how long this scenario will take us to do. Thank you very much for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. If you want, my Discord link is in the bio. You can join that and provide some feedback, or what you'd like to see next, what you thought I did good in this video, what I could improve. Thank you for the watch, guys, and I hope you guys all have a good one.